who will raise the trophy? Find out tonight. College football playoff national championship presented by AT&T. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Key, the line in Vegas.
Yes.
Alabama's getting 2.5. Georgia's favored after that baptism in the SEC championship game. Georgia's still favored. How would you handicap this one?
Alabama by 21.
By 3 touchdowns.
He gave me that spread, by the way. I just want to mark that down for $500. Yes, I just want to repeat that.
He put his money where his mouth is.
21 points.
Yes. What is the matter with you?
Georgia's favorite by
2.5.
Yes, and I got 21 points from Key.
Let's bring in a coach who faced both of these teams this season. Former Florida and Mississippi State head coach, Dan Mullen's with us on the Goodyear Hotline. Morning, Coach.
Good morning. I would take that. I'll take 21 points in Georgia,
right,
too.
Dan? Thank you. We're on the same page. Yes.
With Key's luck, they'll actually cover somehow.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't know anything. Listen to Vegas.
I'm listening to Dan right now. Go ahead, Dan.
So, Coach, going into this game, how much pressure is on Kirby Smart to get the win?
You know, there's an awful lot. And, you know, what's going to happen with all the discussion comes, even though he's built a great program, they have another top recruiting class coming in. They're not going away. They're not going anywhere. But all the discussion's going to come to, if not now, when. And I think that's the pressure they're going to start feeling. You know, this is the second time they're playing Alabama this year, the second time they're coming into the game as a favorite. And, you know, people are going to start looking and saying, hey, I mean, if this isn't the team, this isn't the opportunity, when is it actually going to happen for you?
Coach, Alabama's played them 3 times here recently in championship game mode. And they've had the lead, Georgia, either at halftime or tied at halftime. But in the second half, it seems like that they've squandered that because there was no second half adjustments. Now, how can they counter that now tonight when they go up against Alabama? How do you fix that?
Well, you know what? I think the one big thing you watch them, they've changed their personality when they're playing Alabama. You go to the first game this year in the SEC championship game. You know, Georgia's based as a power running team. Their success comes from running the ball between the tackles, being a power running team. When they do that, then they get their other athletes involved. Stetson Bennett can manage the game, distribute the ball to people, make a run here or there to keep them going. But, you know, what you've seen is the last couple times they played them in championship games, they get away from that and they start thinking, okay, we have to score with Alabama, and they're taking shots down the field and they're turning into a pass-first team. A couple years ago, you get into they're faking a punt from midfield, and those are type of things that you don't see from them regularly. So what they have to do is kind of stick with their plan, stick with their know, and stay with it for 4 quarters.
Dan, last time you played against Bama this year, you know, you guys had a fight. But I'm curious, what's the biggest thing you have to do in order to hinder Bryce Young, considering last time he played against Georgia, dude threw for 421 yards?
Yeah, you know, if you look at that game, they let him have a clean pocket all day long. And, you know, you can't do that. Now, not that when you start pressuring Bryce, you're going to take some chances now because he has the ability to scramble. He has the athleticism. He does a great job, knows where to go with the ball. But what you want to do, you go back and you saw what Cincinnati was able to do in the semifinal game, what we were able to do earlier this year. You create some pressure up the middle for him, make it a little bit cloudy, force him out of the pocket. I'll scramble a little bit more to his right than his left, and then Georgia's going to have the guys that are going to have some speed to be able to go chase him down. So in game 1, they just let him have a clean pocket. He stood there and picked them apart all day long. They're going to have to really try to get him off the spot, create some pressure up inside, and force him to move around and go make plays. Now, you know, that with John Mechie being out, I think that's going to be a major part of this game as well. You're talking about 25% of the receiving offense for Alabama this year, and that's one of his go-to weapons, led the team in receptions. So you've kind of taken a little security blanket away from him. With that injury. Now, if you can get him off in spot, make him uncomfortable, starting early in the game, it's certainly going to help.
Coach, could this be one of those situations now, right? Alabama is beating up on Georgia and Bennett, and then all of a sudden, you got Kirby Smart looking across the field to his former boss and what he did to him with Tua versus Jalen Hurts in a championship game. Could he somehow go back to JT Daniels in this game?
You know, I don't see that happening. I just think that, you know, they're gonna stick with Stetson. He's got him there. He's the leader of the team. You know, and I think those guys rally around him. I think they're gonna stick with him right now. You know, but you know, I think one of the big parts for them though is going to be that when they look across the field, when they see Alabama. And you know this, when that stuff happens, when you think that someone kind of has your number, you know, the scary part is going to be, and you know what's going to happen in the game. There's going to be a turnover. There might be a missed tackle, and Alabama gets a long run. You know, one of those deals that Georgia's got to break through that mental barrier of, oh, no, here we go again. And, you know, because it's 7 straight losses to Alabama for them. They've held them out of that championship. So if they can get over that mental hurdle, they're going to be fine. And I don't think that part of that would not be flinching to go make a quick change of quarterback.
That is Dan Mullen on the Goodyear Hotline, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Always great to be with you guys. Have a great day.
All right.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, it is crazy to me that one team like doubles the point total of another team recently with the SEC championship on the line, and yet they are favored, and especially against a Nick Saban team.
Oh, well.
That Georgia, it's not the whole defense. It's the front seven has people believing. It's got to be that. They just think there's too much talent up front, right?
Yeah, no, it is a lot of talent up front. Them some big boys. They can go. The secondary's okay. The secondary's not great. But I think with Michi being out, people thinking like, oh, they're not going to be able to attack the secondary the same way they did in the SEC championship game.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.